Okay, we should be live. You know the drill. We're going to wait, let people come in. And for the people who are bored, let me know if you can see and hear me okay. I got the live chat open. I got Twitter open just in case any new news pops up. And for the three people watching, I enjoyed the episode. Wasn't a 10 out of 10, but I enjoyed it for what it was. Okay, you sound great. So we got one person saying we sound good. I don't know if notifications went out. Oh, we got 20 people. Okay. 32. Okay. Let me just say up front, I am glad that the storm passed by. I was worried that, I wouldn't be able to watch the episode live due to the rain, but thankfully it cleared up. I watched the episode, tweeted, and now the weather says it's clear. So here we are with the live stream. I will say, I tweeted this out a few minutes ago. I'm personally giving the episode an 8 out of 10. I was probably going to give it somewhere maybe between a 5 and a 6, but this episode had great background music. A lot of the jokes and comedic moments landed, and overall, I had a good time watching it. I have HughesNet because where I live at home, the options are very limited. This isn't like the apartment where I had Xfinity, which was a heck of a lot more dependable. But yeah, so I have not watched the Upshaws. I have not done my reviews of Kingdom Business. They will be coming. I guess tomorrow morning I'll know if last week was the mid-season finale of Bruh. So if there is no more Bruh, I'll do a video just going on about the first half of the season so far. T-Mobile internet. There aren't antennas down here, but I will look into that. Okay, so before I give my review, make sure you hit the thumbs up button. And somebody here wants to give their review first because they feel like they have the right to talk, even though this is my show. So feel free to let me know what you think. Nope, come. Got your notes and everything. Go.
Weather is not bad than last Wednesday. So I'll tell you what happened. Calvin was drunk and Calvin and Q were talking about some stuff, but Calvin accidentally went to Maurice's room. The girls went into the room and saw them having lunch together. Ken was upset about her friends. Holt and Robin was talking about Gary Man.
Get to the good stuff. You ain't got to read all the notes, just some of the stuff you like.
Oh, I like that. When Marvel came inside and saw Calvin and Q in the bed, then he saw vomit on the trash can, so he told them to get out. The girls was waiting.
What's the next part you like?
The next part is when Annie and Aiden was talking about Robin was pretend to be gay. Then he was telling his boss, and the boss is with Tom Wink.
Mm-hmm.
And then back the
Get to the good stuff.
I am that Annie and the Teba went to jail to see Zach to, and then Annie told Zach that that Robin will bail him out, but Mr. Jefferson said that he did not pay his child support, so he gonna be in 10 to 5 years in 5 years in prison and not be bailed out.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. And what do you score the episode?
I give this an 8 out of 10.
Are you just saying 8 out of 10 because I said 8 out of 10?
Maybe it's 7 out of 10.
Or are you changing your score because I called you out for copying my score?
Meant a 9 out of 10.
It was not a 9 out of 10. Anyway, go to bed. Go to bed. My show. My show. Anywho, come over here and ruin. Leave him alone. Hey, don't be taking sides. Anyway, T Flame, thanks for the $5 donation. Been a minute. Had to stop by and support. Okay. All right. Yeah, let's see what we got here. We got good chats here. Okay. Let me look at what we got here. Eugene, I'm glad Tyler Perry used Andy's character to get our point across about how Zatima handles situations. Do you know how validated I feel from that scene? For weeks, I have been getting called out of my name, dragged in the Facebook group, on Twitter, Instagram, because I plainly said, despite being a Zatima fan, you cannot deny that they have been handling the situation poorly. Now, look, don't get me wrong. I've never said Hayden should be exempt for the consequences of his actions, but as Andy so eloquently put it, they're doing things the street way when he's doing things the different route. Guess what? They're the ones in and out of jail. Hayden's still at his job. That's all I've been saying. And yes, like Andy said, wait, you don't think you deserve consequences for assaulting this man? He can't sue? Enough said. But then it comes on the flip side of Andy getting, them out via Robin. So it's like in the haves and the have-nots where, for example, Hannah told Catherine, you need to let your son go to prison to pay for his crimes of, hitting little Lizzie, hitting Benny, but instead Wyatt was let free. And then guess what? Catherine ended up losing her life in prison, jail, due to little Lizzie's relative. And then you had Wyatt, off himself with drugs. So yeah, it's just one of those things where the consequences have to take effect. They do. Okay, well, let me get back to these comments. Yeah, I'm glad Andy brought them back to reality as well. Hayden is winning. Yo, can we talk about Dumb and Dumber's conversation when Hayden had Gary on the phone? Hayden is feeling himself so much that he's like, yo, man, he was looking at me. I could tell in his voice he wanted me. And it's funny because it's just like last week when he was trying to big himself up to Robin about how Fatima was, going gaga and crazy over him. So let me just say I had a great time. I can't stand Calvin at all right now. Let me put it this way. This Calvin and Q stuff, a lot better than last week. Mainly due to the fact that it was only a few minutes as opposed to a quarter of the episode. I still don't care about the storyline. I still don't care. But when that fool said good night, Qbert, I did laugh. And I'm very suspicious. Somebody chatted earlier talking about can Q be trusted? No. I find it very suspicious that he was dressed less. He was down to what his like boxers and socks when Maurice showed up. But you could argue that, well, Jeremy, maybe between the time Calvin went to Maurice's room and Q was laying on the couch trying to sleep, I guess he lost a lot of his clothing to go to sleep. And then, went into the room with Calvin because he heard Calvin, about to get sick. That's possible, but I don't trust him. Just like he tried to tell Calvin, you're the one who came in here, woke me up. No, you're the one who came in. You said you weren't even asleep. So again, he could be planning a thirst trap. I don't know. But regardless, I still feel like the Maurice thing, he's probably going to tell Sabrina about it. Honestly, it doesn't matter. He shouldn't tell Sabrina anything because let her focus on the prince. Now, Melrose, I really liked your message here. These ladies will have to give the keys back, emergencies only. This goes back to what I said before. And if you follow me on Twitter, I talked about this in the episode. The girls show up feeling like they deserve an answer. I don't know what I found worse, the fact that they just charged on in like they own the place, or the fact that they're like, oh, we're not leaving. We're going in the hallway, but we're not leaving, after Karen told them to leave, after they clearly saw her with Aaron. Like, in what world does a friend feel like, oh no, we're just going to wait for that guy to leave? So basically, and this is a running trend. I like that this episode called out some of the running gags in the show. Like, oh, let's say one of the girls is with a guy, and whenever one of the other girls comes by, then the guy has to leave, or something stupid like that. Or they have a sister circle. Danni speaks the truth. Andy and Sabrina tell her to hush. And then they coddle Karen, or they coddle Sabrina, whoever it is. And then later on down the line, when stuff gets worse, just like how Danni called it out, then those girls that told Danni to hush say what Danny's been saying. And then they go, Danni, why aren't you talking? So I knew that based on the hallway scene, they're like standing there demanding answers, and and Andy is still acting like she did not have that conversation with Karen at her job earlier that day. That's the part that really, it's like the sisters at the beginning of the episode and later on in the salon. It's like they were stuck on stupid. Like, basically, they were acting as ridiculously in character and out of character as last week. So it felt like the wackiness of last week's episode kind of fell over into this episode, but this episode was a lot better. This episode was a hell of a lot better. Okay, so let's just skip over to the salon scene. The salon scene, the Pam scene was wholesome. Pam giving her the food. I even tweeted out, it would have been funny. Karen would have had me dying laughing. After, she opens the bag and is about to eat the food. I think she said she would go heat it up. And Pam's like, girl, only got one. You want to split it with me, right? I wish Karen would have said, well, Pam, I'm eating for two now. That would have been funny, because I would have gave Karen a comedic moment. It wasn't needed, but I think it would have made the scene even better than it already was. So it's great, because remember how much of a bitch Karen was to Pam in the previous day. So just putting that out there. But yeah, when we get to the salon, why in the world do Andy and Sabrina act like, look, don't get me wrong, sometimes Danni is over the top, like in regards to making a joke at everything and pointing out the obvious, but it's ridiculous. But regardless, yes, Calvin, his head was literally on his crotch, so it was between his legs. All right. She couldn't break the confidentiality of their private conversation. I call bull crap on that. I call bull crap. Okay, let's Joy. I'm a former probation officer, and once you're off probation, that's it. There's no getting placed back on probation. The only way the scenario would work if Zach was on unsupervised probation. Yeah, Joy, all week, ever since that promo for this week's episode dropped, fans have been saying how Tyler Perry just screwed the rules for his own storytelling. Didn't the DA Jefferson, didn't he say something like, apparently you've been on the run since the day the baby's born? Where is the DNA test proving that this is Zach's son? Where is the DNA test? This is so Courtney, the back on probation was a lazy way out, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, Karen is less than 4 weeks. No. It's barely 4 weeks, so that's not Zach's baby. Now, I will say this, and no, I don't really watch Family Business. Also, despite Danni speaking truth, can we go back a few episodes to, okay, so tonight she's like, say it. So the child isn't the child isn't Zach's for sure. It could be Aaron's or Zach's. And Danni said, you know what? This is great. I'm happy. Why? Because now that we know it's not fully Zach's baby, it's not 100%, you could actually move on with the preacher man. But let's go back to when Danni went over to Zach's house a couple episodes ago, shall we? You know what? I think the baby's yours, Zach, and I think you know it's yours too. Anybody want to go back to that? Huh? Remember, I think it's yours, Zach, and I think you know it's yours too. To now, wow, isn't this a great thing? Yeah, now you can move on. Okay. Danni is a hypocrite. That's the thing about it, where Danni, it's like she will have these profound moments. And I hated the way like Sabrina and Andy try to go, wow, I can't believe you said that. That was great. No, 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 no. Y'all just stand to the side. Y'all just stand to the side, just for real. Sabrina's outfit was not, but I love Novi. Novi's a sweetheart. Also, side note, we almost got 200 people here. If y'all can hit the thumbs up button to show you like the video, I'd appreciate that. We're only at 45 likes and we're like at 196 people. Also, before I jump back into the breakdown, was anybody at Essence Fest? I think Essence Fest over the weekend. The cast of Sisters were there, and if you were, let me know in the comments. Tell me about your experience. I think maybe 2 or 3 people told me they were there, but I don't know if I don't recall them saying they met the cast, but they were there. Okay, child Danny situational. No updates on Jazz Man's Blues. I do have information about a upcoming Tyler Perry movie and a new BET Plus show. Guys, for all y'all asking, all the Queen's Men season 2 trailer, I recorded that trailer breakdown 6 days ago. I have just not edited. I will do that soon. Essence Fest was amazing and an unimaginable experience. That was great. Yeah, I got a bunch of videos to do. I still need to edit the Tyler Perry rap party, the BET Awards with Sisters, and now Essence Fest. Okay, but let's jump back into the episode review. When that fool Jake looked through the telescope, he giving her back shots. This episode was full of comedic moments. And can we talk about the background music? Tyler Perry. Even though I did not like last week's episode, the music in last week's episode and especially this week's episode were phenomenal. And I think my favorite scene of the episode was when Andy called Fatima. And, it was still early in the morning. The lighting on Crystal, perfection. Fatima looked so good in that lighting because we rarely see that kind of lighting in these shows. So it's just one of those little things that I really appreciated. And I'm not going to lie, I loved Karen when Pam showed up. Like, it was one of those times where, oh my God, Karen is happy. She's smiling. Can I just say, this was one of the first episodes in a while, one of the few episodes where I was more so on Karen's side than the other character side, well, the other sisters, because the sister circle makes stuff worse. Because I said this, that night, Karen was full on into Aaron. I knew it would be like maybe a heat of the moment thing. But I'm like, in the moment, Karen was fully into Aaron. The girls interrupted that. Then we're going to move to the next morning, and then Zach is going to be brought into the conversation, and that's going to make her feel confused. However, Danny speaks the truth. It's like, why the hell? I mean, I'm not mad at Danny. If you're going to make me wake up before Jesus and the roosters to get dressed, get out of bed, get dressed, and go someplace before I even need to go to work and talk with somebody and get some tea, I'm going to speak my mind. That's the thing that I hate about Andy and Sabrina. Every time, and look, yes, Danny's a hypocrite. I'm not arguing that. I've called her out myself plenty of times, but do not bring someone to the conversation if you don't want the truth told. When I tell you I was so glad that Karen told Andy and Sabrina stop, I want to hear what she has to say. Now, regardless as to whether or not Karen decides what to do, I just want to say I appreciated Karen taking that moment to stop the usual running gag of shut up, Danny. Karen, we're here for you. And then shit gets worse. And then they want to talk about what Danny's talking about. No, I'm glad Karen let Danny speak. And I agree. Danny's 1,000% right. You don't have to have it all figured out right now. Yeah, they're definitely enablers. They are definitely enablers. And like always, and I can't, it's hard. I'm conflicted on how to feel about the characters because while there hasn't been growth in terms of these sister circle meetings, they are sufferably consistent. It played out exactly how it usually does. Let's just say Karen's in a situation, and don't get me wrong, Andy's sometimes the subject of the sister circle, but when it comes to Karen, Danny just starts off out the gate like, yo, here's what this and this what we need to talk about. Andy and Sabrina both in unison say, shut up, Danny. Karen, it's okay. But then eventually Sabrina comes around. Danny has a good point. And then Andy's like, then Danny's in the corner. And then we just say, oh, yeah, Andy looked good in that suit. Yeah. I hope Tyler Perry don't prolong this pregnancy. Oh, yeah, you didn't know that? Pam, the actress, is Beyonce's cousin. She was in If Loving You Was Wrong. She was like a nurse at the jail. I remember her from when Kelly was locked up. What's up, Brandon? Yeah, 10 to 15. Zach is going to get out. He's going to get out. Don't worry about it. I think Zatima's coming soon. The page on Instagram has been teasing it a lot lately. There's no official page, I believe. There are a lot of fan pages about the show, but I don't think there's an official one yet. I don't think they release official social media pages until the dates are released. I knew Jake was going to take a look. Me too. Fatima always looks so amazing. Agreed, but that shot when Andy was on the phone and she was at her apartment, that was just amazing. Like the lighting was next level. Do you believe Karen's hair salon going to get vandalized? Why do you think that? I did not watch the promo for next week. The live stream cut out, so I didn't see the preview. If there was any sort of preview about it, I don't know. Also, can we go back to Aaron? Yeah, I really like the Karen and Aaron scene this week a lot better than last week. But Aaron's going to talk about how, you know what, I think you were in the moment and I want you to miss me the way I miss you. But it's like, Aaron, bro, let's be real here. You don't leave Karen alone. Even when she tells you she needs space and you're like, okay, you can't give her 5 minutes to breathe, let alone miss you because you're always popping up at her job, popping up at her apartment with some ice cream. So it's like you really, what's it called? Absence makes the heart grow fonder. It's like Karen said at the beginning of season 4, I believe, about the whole thing of, I need to be single right now. Yes, she was still chasing after Zach, but she was saying that, well, if Aaron gave her more space, she could probably figure things out, I mean, what did they say? If you let something go and it comes back to you, then it's yours. But if it never comes back, it's not yours to begin with. But technically, choose me or lose me. That's really what I'm saying. Sorry, I'm trying to check my messages to see if anybody sent me the promo yet. Also, Zach and Fatima hilarious. Like, this is all your fault too. You gotta be careful who you put that thing on. I just love how Andy reacted to it because I'm telling you, it's moments like that we're getting a little tease of what Zatima is going to be like compared to Sisters. I'm telling you, Andy and Sabrina are bootlickers. Yep. Danny is brutally honest. Oh, my bad. Let me talk about this one scene because my nephew, I told him not to put in the notes because I said it. Why the heck did Andy act so offended when Robin rightfully called her out? Basically, the whole thing about you're not over Gary, and basically Robin can read Andy like a book. But what is it about these women? Every time someone calls them out on their bullshit, they get offended. I'm not a whore. Andy, in season 3, you were acting like a hoe. I don't care what season 3, Andy was a hoe. And she's still acting like one. I ain't gonna lie, she looked fine as hell in that outfit, but she's a hoe. A hoe. A hoe. Aaron gives me a headache. KJ Smith. Oh yeah, Sky Black is a lucky man. That lingerie, yep. Um, People have been saying October for Zatima. I have not been hearing confirmation, but who knows? Andy made me laugh so hard when she said she was street. The only street she knows is Sesame Street. I'm from the street. I'm from all the streets. I know all the streets. I'm street. Universal. Andy, no, no. If you don't sit, yo, can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street ass down? That's all I'm saying. How is Andy a hoe? I'm trying not to quote the Boondocks. Riley, not all women's are hoes. 25% tops. I do not trust Q. I do not like the Q storyline. Enough said. Not Sesame Street. Yeah, that's why I said. All I'm saying is, well, you know what? You could argue Andy is not a hoe, but here's the thing. She brought up that word to try to deflect, as Kevin Samuels, you're deflecting, ma'am. You're deflecting right now. You're basically not answering Robin's questions. You keep saying, oh, Gary, I'm over him. No, you're using Robin to test Gary to determine whether or not, he's changed. And now you got Gary having buyer's remorse. Aaron is the type to copy your keys without you knowing. If I had DVDs to give away, Courtney, you would give one. That was hilarious. That was hilarious. I mean, honestly, we talked about the entire episode, but come on, fill in the blanks. Let me know in the chat what other bits do you want to talk about. We can keep this going because this was a good episode. None of the women can keep it realist annoying. Yeah, Karen does slept with multiple men, where Gary hasn't slept with anyone. That's debatable because the girl that Andy had the threesome with, she said online after the threesome they talked, and on the social media she saw that Gary was in bed with her. So Robin has been getting some. Gary has been getting some. Well, Gary ain't getting his money back since he put it in her name. Yep. Hayden not getting that Robin was lying. I just love it. He's like, yo, he was talking to me. I mean, he was feeling me. Hayden not getting that Robin was lying from Gary lets us know he really is small minded. I don't know. When do you think the Oval return? I've been hearing October, but why do cast members keep saying it's coming back soon? Wait, was Bio and Preston in the episode? No. I think Andy might act like a hoe is because her boyfriend back in season 1, the one who was doing the bad stuff to her, and that's why she acts like this. KJ said during the Sistas after show that she felt in season 3 Andy was getting back some of her power, and Tyler Perry said exactly what I said. By sleeping with other people, yeah, she's getting some of her power back. What? She a hoe. Robin was kind of right for questioning Andy about having guilt with Gary. Yes. From the end credit promo, I'm hope Robin doesn't turn into Gary 2.0. I think I heard Robin say, like, are you sleep with him? Well, he's probably asking in regards to Zach because Andy seems to be going through a lot of trouble. So maybe Andy explains that, oh, well, it would mean a lot to Fatima. Also, the promo was misleading when Karen was like, I feel like I'm losing him. It wasn't Zach, it was Aaron. But then again, it's like, well, yeah, yeah, Karen, you kind of push him away, but sometimes he needs to be put in his place because he just doesn't know how to give Karen space. Yeah. Also, let me just say, we're 29 minutes in, and I'm thoroughly enjoying talking about this episode a lot more than last week. So that should say something right there. At some point, I really hope Andy finds that Gary is spying on her from across the street. I meant to say spying, sorry. Yeah, I agree. Elite Agents TV, I agree. Tyler Perry needs to stop writing these girls as garden tools and start writing them as strong, independent Black women. You know, the thing about it is we're almost 4 full seasons in. And like I said earlier in the video, The sister circle has a way of making things worse. I was in the mindset that whenever the girls had their sister circle moments, they were really going to be impactful, you know? Instead, we have the girls sometimes good advice, mainly Danni, but it just ends up going nowhere. Is it great to see the women together? Of course. But it really doesn't amount to anything. I just want to know what dumb reason Tyler is going to write to get Zach out. We lost all the paperwork, probably. Tyler Perry just doing the same stuff. Yeah, I agree. I mean, look, like I said, this show, what was it, last week got a 0.99, so it was right there in a million views. This week might be less because last week was so bad, but this was honestly a very, very good episode. I was thinking the same thing. He might be talking about Zach, but Andy told him Zach beat up Hayden because of Fatima. We'll just have to wait and see. But I'm not against the way that Robin interrogated Andy though. That he was right on for that. Andy was sexy as yeah. Sky Black. He's a lucky man. I feel like Andy only tell it like it is to Fatima. Yeah, that's a great point. Danny tells the truth to all the girls, and Karen and Fatima tells the truth to Andy. That is a very good point, Jada L. Very, very spot on. I wonder how much longer it's going to take to find out if it's Zach's baby. Are we talking about Karen or are we talking about Heather Lee Jennings? Because if I were Zach, I'd be like, before I got put on probation and whatnot, what did he have to pay? Was it $27,000 or $37,000? Where's the DNA test? Where's the proof that this is my kid? Yeah, I agree. In season 1, the sister circle was better. But then I think it's because, again, we're almost 4 full seasons in. The women haven't changed. They're dealing with the same crap. So it's like the more circles they have, the more redundant they feel. 37,000, okay. Well, 32,000. Basically, it was over 30,000. Oh, you're talking about Heather. Yeah, Heather. Yeah, so let's see. Tomorrow I got the review. Hopefully they release the promo tomorrow. If not, I'll do the end credit and the 10-second promo. I think I might have a few more videos to talk about this week. So yeah, because my mom, she hasn't been at work since last Wednesday. So she had a full week off. So I haven't been able to record as much because she's on the phone all day. But yeah, she's going to work tomorrow. But yeah, I'll get a lot of stuff done tomorrow, get it posted on the channel. But yeah, this was a good episode, but I had a great time with it. Are you standing outside the door? Nephew standing outside the door. Aaron might try tell Karen that Andy. Oh yeah, that's right. Because I did see that part of the promo. Aaron talking with Gary. Did Calvin sleep with the guy? Probably not. He looks like he just got sick. Isn't it very annoying how these girls will stand up for anything, even though they know it's wrong? Like how Danny was trying to get Sex to think that it was, get Zach to think his baby. Yeah, I mentioned that earlier in the live stream, like a couple episodes ago. You got Danny saying, "I think it's yours, Zach," and I think it's yours too. But then in this episode, oh well, I'm glad because you can move on, Karen. Aaron has somebody's keys in the promo talking about your keys are these yours. Again, I haven't seen the promo, Kaylin Cooper, but I will definitely check it out when somebody says it to me. In the next promo, which showed Karen had another pair of. Are you doing the sister season ranking at the end of the season? Yes. Season 3 is still my bottom season. Season 4 is better than 3. I don't know where I would put 4. But I would probably go 2-1-4-3 or 1-2-4-3. I don't know yet. The season isn't over, but again, it is better than season 3. Could Aaron tell Karen about what happened with Gary, but be the way Andy finds out how Gary's spying on her? Maybe. Why should be Zach's keys? Again, I don't know. I gotta wait and see the promo to your thing. These girls need to take notes from Fatima on how to get and treat your man, especially Karen. I love the fact that it was stupid, but it was funny how It wasn't until I was beating the hell out of Hayden did I realize how much I love this woman because I would risk it all for her. And to be fair, remember, he fought Aaron a number of times. He even got arrested at the hotel for breaking in the room to fight Aaron. So um, I guess Zach's way of showing he really loves someone is when he beats the hell out of someone. Needs to work on that. Sometimes a card from Hallmark helps. Zach wasn't lying. Yeah. Oh yeah. What DeVal tweeted out he's filming another project, so he wasn't live streaming again this week. I'm not mad at him, man. Go out there and make that paper, build that empire, get that acting resume even longer. When is Danny going to go out with the police guy from the airport? She said she would let him know because it's like she asked him out, but he has to pay, and El Fuego is coming over to her house and she's going to cook. So I don't know. Hell, for all we know, Preston, El Fuego, and Logan might show up at the same time. It's not a card from Hallmark. I ain't gonna lie. Remember when Hallmark, that's all you can think about or associate it with is the cards. But now anytime somebody mentions Hallmark, all I think about are the cheesy Christmas films that my mom watches about 3 of each day. I agree. I want Danny with Preston. I wanted Danny with Preston before Tyler just messed up her character. I love the scene with Karen and Blank. I'm assuming you mean Aaron. Yeah, this is one of the first episodes in quite a while where I felt like Karen was written for the most part pretty well. I love the scene with Karen and Pam. Pam is nice to bring her breakfast. Yeah, okay, yeah, that was great. Yeah, this is one of the few episodes or rare episodes since like the damn. Yeah, I think the last time I really liked Karen was the mid-season finale of season 3. You know, when Zach gave her the $72,000 and then they had a clean split, but then in the back half of the season, Tyler Perry just messed up her character. I have not liked Karen as a character since the middle of season 3, and that's sad. It's finally come to our senses a little bit. We've been waiting for since season 3. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Can you tell me how to get? I hope KJ sees that tweet. I didn't tag her in it, but I said, what did I say? I was like, Andy, stop lying. The only street you know of is Sesame Street. I'm from the streets, yo. Sunny. After seeing Andy and Robin, how will Gary get the apartment back? I don't know. Karen is going to end up relying on Pam more than the sisters because they're over. I agree. I mean, for the most part, it always felt like the work buddies were better friends and companions than the sisters. Sabrina and Maurice, and Andy and Fatima, Karen and Pam, Danny and Zach back when Zach worked at the airport because Zach and Danny had a great friendship. I feel like Danny and Fatima could be good friends. I always felt that, but she be tripping. I enjoyed Andy. The thing about it is Danny just no, she will be probing information and then giving it back to Karen. When Zach said Beverly Hills Street, yeah, there you go. There you go. I enjoyed Andy, Zach, and Fatima scene before the lawyer came in. Yeah, the show is still doing well. Yeah, I mean, TV Line, I don't know what's up with them. You know how I've made it kind of a routine to do reviews or reactions to the TV Line episode recaps because they're so funny, on point, and they really do speak for the audience. They seem a bit blunt and mean spirited, but it does speak to what the main core audience talks about. I am very curious to see what they have to say about this week because I did enjoy the episode, but some of the characters were like, why are y'all acting like that? Because to be honest, I don't think I really like any of the sisters aside from Karen, believe it or not. I don't think the other women left a good impression on me. For some reason, Andy, well, somebody pointed out before, why is Andy giving real talk to Fatima but not Karen? So it's like whenever Andy had scenes with the other women, I didn't care for her too much, or with Robin at her penthouse. But when Andy was at the law firm, I was like, Andy should have got on that jet. But maybe the reason she didn't get on the jet is because she wanted to be there with Fatima. So I understand it, but I really wanted Andy to go to New York, mainly so we can get a change of scenery. I mean, Tyler could have just had Robin and Andy in a hotel or something. He has different sets on the Tyler Perry studio lot. Remember how Candace and Oscar went to New York and haves and have-nots. That was great. Danny and Zach were funny. Yeah. Finally Karen was nice to Pam. Yep. Do you think we might see Fatima's ex-boyfriend? Yeah, Ian. That's the name of the character, Ian. He has cancer. I feel like Preston, Danny, and Andy inside X House. Like I said, they will be on Zatima. That is a very good point. That might be foreshadowing. Imagine in order to get revenge, Gary teams up with Jasmine again. All hell going to break loose. The obsessive man and unhinged woman combo. Um, I think it's safe to assume. I could be wrong, but I think it's safe to assume that Jasmine is not in season 4. I feel like, but then again, at the end of season 2, she magically popped up, to fight Andy in the parking garage. But yeah, I think Andy might go on the jet next episode. Again, I did not watch the promo yet, so I don't know. Yeah, Don, you're right. It's like TV Line is basically saying what everybody else says about the show being repetitive and stuff. I'm confused because didn't Aaron apparently those kids that Aaron and Fawn had weren't Aaron's kids. I do recall like Fawn's family trying to get custody. Basically, Aaron gave them the house and everything. So Aaron just cut them loose, I guess is the best way to put it. True, but I feel like the perfect cliffhanger for the season 4 finale. Yeah, it would be a great cliffhanger. Don't get me wrong. And I feel like this episode solidified why. And also, somebody pointed this out to me on Twitter because I even, messaged about it. I'm like, so the way Hayden reacted to Robin getting the boss status, it didn't seem the look of somebody who was worried. It seemed to be the look of somebody who is plotting something. And even though Robin is pretending to be gay, couldn't Hayden like file a report or something about sexual harassment? Because Robin saying I'm gay, okay, that's one thing. But the way he's been flirting and kind of touching Hayden, I'm pretty sure he can file for harassment. Yes, Robin is the boss and whatnot, but it's 2022. I think we all know allegations go a long way. So all I'm saying is Robin is playing a kind of a dangerous game here. But then again, you know how Tyler Perry will write in that kind of stuff if he wants to, Do you think that Zach's baby might end up like Benny's baby? Yeah, that's what I've been thinking. Like the baby's going to be a surprise baby. Firing Hayden isn't going to be easy, and I think Robin knows that. Yeah, I feel like Robin is shocked because when the two guys retired, that pretty much meant that two of his, contacts are gone, because like he said to Andy, I might not bring as much money to you to the firm, but I am a great asset. So maybe those two retiring was a big blow because obviously Robin and Hayden didn't start off on the best of terms. So it's pretty intriguing to see where it's going to go. I would have went with Robin on that jet so quick. Yeah. Why didn't Hayden get in trouble for his actions at the workplace with Zach? Why would he? Some people have been saying, well, Hayden could get arrested for verbal assault, verbal abuse. I did not know that was a thing in regards to, triggering someone. I didn't know that was a thing that you can get arrested for. I didn't know. But it's kind of like the Grammys. The Oscars. Chris Rock made that joke, but then Will Smith got on stage and slapped him. So Will was the assaulter. Chris Rock just told a joke. So I don't know. It's weird. We haven't heard any more of Jasmine's lawsuit or her. Andy pretty much confirmed with Karen that she took care of it in court. So that's over with. Jasmine almost got name dropped. Your ex-wife? No, I ain't thinking about her. I think Robin already owned the law firm and he let the elder man be the face. Yeah, he did tell that to Andy. Plus, remember, 44 years they've been in business. Well, then again, they could be talking about their experience in the law firm, not that specific one. Maybe they got hired by Robin to be the faces, but then they decided to retire. Again, Tyler Perry writing, what can you do? Yeah. Okay, we've been up here the length of the episode. So again, having a good time. But are there any other questions or comments? I'm probably going to eat some ice cream. I shouldn't. I know my nephew wants to play Nintendo Switch. I got this new game. What's it called? Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. They had it on sale at GameStop. We've been having a blast with it. So when Jake said he's giving her back shots and walked out of there, yeah, that made my night too. That was hilarious. I don't understand why Andy got upset. Yeah. Sydney, that's why I said, these women always get mad when they get called out for their bull crap. Tyler Perry writing beat caused my brain fog. I feel like my brain, I wish I can, like, what's it called, like a CAT scan or something. I wish I knew what my brain looked like prior to doing these reviews to after, because I feel like I break my brain sometimes trying to figure out what he's, trying to make sense of. Wasn't Danny supposed to be having dinner with the officer from the airport? They didn't confirm. She said, I would let you know. Thank you for the donation, Nikki. Okay, I'm going to watch the show. Thank you for the commentary. This was fun. Good night. Okay, Nikki, thanks so much for tuning in. Like I said, personally, I really loved the episode. I really did. They renewed the Miss Pat show for season 3 before season 2 came out. Yeah, I got a lot of messages about that. I still need to watch the Upshaws. I'm pretty much going to binge it because it's only 8 episodes, so I will binge it later this week. I hope Zach gets out of jail and marries Fatima. I hope she gets pregnant. Let's not rush that. I don't want it to be rushed. I want it to be a good story. I really do. Don't forget, you can donate via Cash App as well. I got my Cash App as the top comment there. Or you can hit the super chat. I think it's like $. Or is it like a rectangle with $? I don't know. Or you can do the super thanks where you donate. Look, donations are welcome. Please do. For somebody asked me earlier today, because I haven't mentioned in a while. At the moment, no, there's been no, I guess you could say, progress with the house. I'm just grinding hard. I'm still doing the YouTube thing, of course. I'm doing great on eBay, selling Pokemon cards. I got a ton of that. Money's coming in. I'm just saving money. That's all I really can do at this point. Save as much money as possible. Hopefully get one. Because housing market is still crap right now. Okay, let's see what else. Let's hope Tyler Perry keeps the momentum. Yeah, the momentum. Just keep it going. We're almost at what was this, episode 17? We're almost at the end of the season. Yep. Yeah, it's like a rectangle with $. Okay. Yeah, I can't see it from my end because I'm doing the live. The super chat popping up whenever is annoying. Oh yeah, let's see. Is he an undercover officer? He seems to be calm and cool. Not to my knowledge. That's just his character description. Did Danny drop out of college and she doesn't use it? Well, they all went to Spelman according to Danny last episode. And then last season, when Zach told her about his stock win, what would you do with that money? The first thing that came out of her mouth, pay off my student loans. It's quite possible. And look, as somebody who went to college, I know what it's like to get a degree. Well, technically, I am using my degree, communications, advertising, because I use it to navigate social media, sell to my eBay store. And I used it when I was at Liberty working in the call center. So technically, I am using my degree. But basically, it's not uncommon to, holy crap, thank you, Tyrone, for this $19.99 donation. I have no idea how to say that name, but Tyrone, thank you. Basically, about the house, you should. Lynn Robinson. Okay, hang on. I'm going to write that down. Dr. Lynn Richardson. Does she have like a website or something? I'm waiting for Sistas to come on. I feel like I missed some stuff. I'm just going to watch it. I'm probably going to download the episode or something. Facebook. Is this somebody to help out Black people or self-employed individuals? Not it sound like you getting shocked. Okay. Oh yeah. But anyway, yeah, Danny probably got a degree in something, ended up not using it. And I mean, how many people do you know? How many of y'all went to college? You got a degree, but you're not doing what you got a degree in. Let's be honest here. I remember one time, this when I was still in Lynchburg. I remember I went to Bedford because that was like a 20-minute drive. I rarely drove, like, like late 2020 to like mid 2021 when I moved because, the pandemic, I would rarely go out. I just started using Uber because it was kind of fun. You meet new people. But yeah, whenever I wanted to drive just to go out and think, I just took that drive to Bedford just to went to Walmart, Sonic. I remember coming back to Lynchburg. I just stopped by the neighborhood Walmart and I forgot the shoes I was wearing, but I was walking in, the greeter was like, "Yo, man, I like your shoes." And we just talked for a little bit because turns out we never met each other, but we both worked at Liberty at the same time. I was in advising. He worked, I think, in the IT department briefly. He went to Liberty. He got a degree in computer science. Now he's working the door at Walmart. So no, it is not uncommon for people to go to school, not drop out. They go to school, they get a degree, but they don't use it. So I don't know. Technically, all the Queen's men and sisters are linked by Club Eating and El Fuego. Yeah, I could not say that name. This donation, I wonder, I'd rather see about what's the fun of the super chat. Super chat is a few things. Number one, your comment pops up in a big colored box, so it takes priority over everything else, and it does help the channel. So I do appreciate that. I mean, it's not mandatory because sometimes I watch these big channels and streamers get like thousands of dollars in a night, but trust and believe, like I always say, even if it's $1, I appreciate that. So it took me 3 years to use my sociology degree. What if Daddy? I'm guessing you say Danny. What if Danny works for Karen Salon? I don't know if you need a cosmetology degree to open the salon. I don't know. Hasn't Zach asked for again DNA test? That would be the first thing. Bye. I'm going to watch Sisters. Okay, enjoy the show. For some jobs, they only care that you have a degree. It does not have to be associates. I mean, that was the thing back when I was working in the call center. You could just be sitting beside somebody with like 5 degrees. But then again, a lot of people at Liberty kept their job because they wanted to get a free degree, or, hey, I'm still working at the call center because my spouse can get a free degree, that kind of thing. But yeah, then when you go out into the working world, it sucks when you have a degree, you went to school, but you're working at a bank or you're working at sometimes fast food. Not knocking those jobs, but I'm using examples. Sometimes you could be at a job and you're overly qualified, but you're standing next to somebody who doesn't have a degree, but guess what? They also don't have a lot of debt. Yeah, Dawn, I kind of shut my brain off with the whole Calvin stuff. Yeah, I don't really like to make guesses, but somebody must like Q not wearing clothing because he's rarely wearing clothing on the show. What do you think Karen wants from Zach? Are you referencing the promo for next week, or do you mean Zach in general? Beverly Hills Street. That was funny. Hang on, let me check my inbox, make sure, the promo. Yeah, I don't know. Haven't seen it yet. And nobody sent it to me yet. Karen loves toxicity and the familiarness of being with Zach. Yeah, I agree. I'm going to need a lot of snacks for the next couple episodes in season 5. I thought Zach, well, yeah, he paid it to make bail. Like he had to pay the back child support to get out of jail. Yeah, look, I'm sorry, but this child support stuff is starting to get as convoluted as the Q storyline. I think that she just won back because he's got the money. Yep. Wait, did Karen mention her mother? Again, the last time I remember her doing that was at the doctor's office with Aaron. I have not seen the promo for next week. Hello, chat. What did I miss? Well, you missed a hell of a live stream because we had a good time up here. Andy's not over Gary since she's going to be in season 5. So predictable. Yeah, Calvin might as well come out. He and Q can be together, and Maurice can kick them both out. Now let's get back to Sabrina Pinn's bio. I 1,000% agree. I 1,000% agree. Working on the rollback. Okay, I'll take a few more questions. Again, we had a great turnout. We still got a great turnout, and we're almost at an hour. He had to pay the whole thing in order to be released. Yep. So I don't know how he could be placed on probation. Again, didn't the DA say something about like, oh yeah, you're been on probation for being on the run since the child's been born, but there's no DNA test results yet. So I don't know what they're talking about. Again, a lazy writing. So now Karen going to chase Aaron. He's going to leave her. I don't know. I feel like I'm losing him. Yeah, an hour. This chat's been very fun. Yeah, time's flown by. Calvin's storyline has been redundant. Calvin was definitely acting like Maurice in this episode when he was drunk. Some people were like, yo, Calvin's a bad actor. No, he's just a bad drunk actor. Karen also likes the boomerang effect. Yeah, I've been saying that for, well, technically, a couple years at this point. No. Well, several months, because it hasn't been like years. But it's the fact that Zach decided not to play his role anymore. The fact that they always get into a fight, break up, they get back together. It lasts for a few episodes, and they're back to fighting again. But Zach decided enough's enough. Like he said, I knew the moment you locked me up because you thought I stole your credit card, I couldn't go back. Zach needs to get Fatima pregnant to get Karen off his back. Let's be honest here. Even if Fatima did get pregnant, Karen wouldn't leave him alone because remember, she still isn't show. Somebody tweeted this or DM'd me. They said, you ever notice how every time Karen is so show about something, she's loud about it, she's calling people out, but then she winds up being wrong. Calvin seemed more flamboyant when he was drunk. When I say promo, I mean the promo that usually comes on during the commercial breaks after the episode airs. I sometimes get to see the end credit promo, but then the live stream I watch cuts off, so I don't see the full thing. Apparently, Calvin said he owns a construction or architect company. That's what he said to Sabrina. Remember, Calvin actually has a son with a baby mama, not a wife, but a former girlfriend. But the son was never mentioned aside from that one episode, so I guess we are to pretend that child does not exist. Nobody should be pregnant. Yeah. It's like everybody gets pregnant except for the character or characters we actually want pregnant. Wow, I forgot. I don't blame you. That was episode 2. I mean, that was season 1. I feel like at some point, maybe during the hiatus, honestly, I think Sistas might be gone until 2023 after season 4. I might go back and like binge season 1 and just do a video on it. So like I binge season 1 so you don't have to or something, just to kind of go back to how things were. I can't keep up with Tyler Perry's lazy writing. Yep, Karen. I feel like I do more work trying to dissect the writing than Tyler Perry does writing it. How the hell you remember this stuff? It's my job. I've been doing this for like half a decade now. Did the person ever get the information of Zach in jail and all that when she needed DNA? I don't know. Again, Elites Agents TV. I feel like Tyler Perry just slapped it together to give Zach an excuse to be locked up. Karen just disgusting. She acting desperate. Yep. Except for this episode. I actually liked her in this episode. Your lives are better than the show. Thank you. Bring back Alonzo and Jasmine to spice things up. Alonzo, Jasmine. I miss Morris too. Tyler Perry, right? Like this, just so Jeremy can break it down like a fraction. Yep, it's a lot of work, but I don't get paid for it outside of Google. Yeah, people were like, man, uh, you should go. I mean, they should invite you to like this party, that party. That would be legit, but I feel like at this point there is probably nothing I could do to get to that invite because people are like, your time is coming, it's going to happen. But it's like, what more can I do? My goal isn't to get that invite to Tyler Perry Studios anymore. Last year, that pissed me off with the whole haves and have nothing. But it's like, look at how the channel has grown. We're about to hit 50 million views. We are over 200,000 subscribers. The social media pages are out of this world. Unless I'm a freaking singer or I audition, I highly doubt I will ever go to Tyler Perry Studios because I feel like you have to prove yourself to get the invite. And if I haven't proved myself by what I do now, what can you do? But it looks like it's a great time. I mean, the Sistas cast have had a great stack of weekends. The Rap Party, the BET Awards, Essence Fest. I feel like you should be invited because you help a lot. I am not saying names, but I actually had a couple of actors from the show tell me, I'm actually legitimately surprised you have never talked to Tyler Perry, have been to Tyler Perry Studios because you do so much for him and promoting the shows. Those are their words, but I'm not saying who. If you follow me on Instagram, I post it. And look, I'm not trying to vent. I'm not trying to vent. So please don't get that vibe like I'm ungrateful or something. Okay. Please don't. Basically, sorry, they're talking loud up there. Basically, I posted in my stories because about 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, remember when they had the Tyler Perry rap party? And then Tyler posted, like, my payroll for last year was like $149 million. I paid it all to these actors. I threw this rap party, you had Usher and all. So basically, most of the money I made went back to the people. And when he said this and people saw the rap party, and everybody was like, yo, next year I'm going. I got flooded. I got flooded with DMs, tweets, emails, people getting resumes and stuff. Yo, hook me up with a job. So, not to sound disgruntled, but I just put out another PSA. Hey, I don't work for Tyler Perry, so please don't come to me asking for a hookup because I'm not that dude. I haven't even been there myself. So when I posted that in my stories, I had a number of actors, some former actors from previous Tyler Perry projects, and some current actors DM me saying, wait, you haven't been to Tyler Perry Studios. And again, I'm not saying that to rant, but I'm just telling you what happened. Yeah, wait, I see a lot of actors, actresses in your comments. Yeah, I get that a lot. A lot of them, I'm pretty tight with. I'm not saying that to brag, but for real, it's mind blowing. I remember when I first started, I was nervous to ask people for autographs, but then it got to the point where actors were coming to me, where they would follow me, they would DM me. Like a good portion of Zatima cast members follow me and we talk about the show. No spoilers, but they are just telling me how excited they are for Zatima to come out. And the most touching part is the fact that, hey, I can't wait to get your honest feedback. So for me, despite not being on the Tyler Perry payroll or going to Tyler Perry Studios or going to these events, I feel a sense of pride that they know, at least the actors know. I don't know about Tyler Perry, but the actors know that when I give feedback, that when I do reviews, it's not coming from a place of this sucks, these people suck. It's coming from an actual fan who values good content. So that really makes me feel good. Sure, would it be great to go to one of those parties? Hell yeah. Not gonna lie, I'm not telling you the full dream, but I had a dream last night about Jean, Ashley Monique Harper. It wasn't anything too crazy, but I remember like simping hard like hell. I felt like Aaron trying to get Karen's attention, but then I woke up when I realized, wait, am I giving her a foot massage? And then boom, I don't know why, but that was just so weird. But Yeah, it was just like one of those things where I wouldn't know how to act. It's like I would have to act like I've been somewhere because I would be mind blown to meet some of these people in real life. Yeah. So okay, let me stop there because I see a lot of good comments. Your commentary helps Tyler Perry shows. I respect Tyler on somewhat of a level because how fast he gets his projects done. I think this short one at the end is called the trailer. The other one is a little longer. Yeah, that's what I call it. I always say the end credit promo. At least I think that's what I say. I always say the end credit promo. Basically, the credits roll and we see a promo for the next episode. Then, yeah, I say promo. Hey, we get a 10-second promo during the commercial break. And then usually on Thursday or Friday, we get a 30-second trailer. That's how I look at it. What happened to Tyler Perry getting new writers? Tyler Perry has new writers on different projects, but on Sistas and The Oval and Ruthless and Zatima, I think it's still all just him. And I do actually love it when people say, you know what, I wasn't going to give this show a chance, but then I saw one of your reviews or somebody sent me some of your videos, and then that actually got me watching the show. So technically, if you really want to think about it, I give Tyler Perry stuff free promotion. But on the flip side, I am thankful that they don't, shut down my channel for copyright, which honestly, they can't because, I mean, technically they could, but I don't do, copyright infringement, like post full episodes and all. I did that one time, but that was on the Haves and Have Nots finale. But I said fuck it because they didn't invite me to the reunion, so I didn't care. But then they took it out. When you get invited to Tyler Perry Studios, can I be your plus one? You got to fight my nephew because at this point I feel like he's going to try to outrank my mom to try to be my plus one, but we shall see. All the Queen's Men is better than Sisters. I vaguely remember season 1, so Tyler Perry should write a storyline where Karen's hair salon gets vandalized, Andy loses the apartment penthouse, Calvin gets an eviction notice because the manager doesn't allow gay people in their building, and etc. That would be an interesting discrimination storyline. Honestly, look for your channel after the show ends for the night and then throughout the week. Thank you. Because if bruh is on a hiatus for the back half of season 3, your nephew, that'll be past his bedtime. Sorry, nephew. Ha ha ha. Tell him that. I think he's still awake now because he wants to play that game. Are you still going to finish reviewing Love Thy Neighbor season 1? Probably not right away. If I were to go back to Love Thy Neighbor, I would probably jump to the Medea episodes just to see how those get, because I still need to review the pilot episodes of House of Pain on TBS. On the WB. I know they're on YouTube. Yep. LMAO, not you be dreaming. Yo, I'm not gonna lie. I had to okay, because here's how I know Ashley's not watching this, so I'll say it anyway. I think that yesterday she posted a video of her directing her own project. And I think before I went to sleep, I was scrolling and I saw it was like a 30-second clip and she was like, directing. And I was pretty impressed by that. I think it's attractive when a woman knows what she wants and she takes control. So to see Ashley in control of her own project, like directing and whatnot, I thought was very, sexy. So I think after that, I was catching up on some inbox messages, and I think 1 or 2 people asked me an Aaron-related question on Sisters. So maybe 15, 20 minutes later, I fell asleep. But then I think, and that was around 12 o'clock, midnight. So then I had this dream, and I don't know why, but Ashley was there. I think that I was looking at an Oval-related something. I think it was like Victoria. I think I was reading like a message from Victoria. And she was like, the Oval's coming back soon. I hope you're ready to review it. And I'm like, okay. And then Ashley is right there. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I don't know. I think we were just chatting. And I don't know. 1 minute, we're just talking. Next thing you know, hey, those are some dope shoes. Then I'm rubbing her feet. And then I woke up. I'm like, what the fuck? So yeah, that was weird. I don't know. And again, she's not watching this, so I can say it. I don't know where that dream come from. Yeah, seriously, that would be super embarrassing if she ever found out. So she won't, because or what she is watching. Anyway, wow, I love how these actors are now sitting in a writer's chair and director's chair. I feel like being on a Tyler Perry set, if you're an actor, you learn so much. I mean, so many actors tell me they, learn just from watching Tyler Perry. Even though I don't always agree with how he does things, I admire Tyler Perry for knowing what he wants and doing it. I might always not like this. I may not always agree with how certain characters are written, how the acts are portrayed, because of the whole we do one take. But there are moments like the episode tonight where Fatima looks so good in the lighting that I could tell that's a Tyler Perry moment where he knew the lighting was perfect. So Karen's clients coming to have their hair done. They all looking better before coming. I hope your Malik video hits 1 million views. Yeah, let me check that anyway. Let me check. I haven't checked that in a while because it's been like at 976,000. Damn, 974,732. Yeah, I still need like another 25,000 views to make it 1 million. Still not there yet. So, I mean, I guess it will happen eventually. I guess. I don't know. It is what it is. Would you rather the Oval gets canceled or Sisters? Number 1, Sisters is the cash cow of the channel. Number 2, the Oval season 3 was trash. Gene was killed in season 1. So, yeah, I would rather the Oval be canceled. But I hope to God that season 4 of the Oval is so good, because I'm not trying to throw shade, but who are the people fooling online? Like whenever the Oval BET posts like, yo, the fan, who else is missing the show? No one. I ain't gonna lie. There are some people that missed the show, but look, I'm sorry, but season 3 was trash. It was trash. It was literally one of the worst seasons of Tyler Perry content I've ever seen. Season 2 was better than season 1, but I don't know what the hell happened with season 3, but they really dropped the ball. Same with Sistas season 3, but it was not as bad as the Oval season 3. So, yeah. Plus, my videos really weren't doing all that well. I think Ruthless TV is probably my favorite YouTube channel that goes on about the Oval, because I finally caught up on Bruh, but I can't really. Honestly, another thing to be honest about, I think Bruh season 3 has not been that great. And I think for me, and I take it personally, because I sat up here and I stand by what I said pre-season 3. Bruh is better than Sisters. I started a freaking online war. But then season 3 had the audacity to be awful. It's not god awful, but it's not that great. The Darla storyline, okay, like I think the first transgender related storyline in a Tyler Perry project, I thought this could be quite intriguing of, will they explore the whole thing about, is it right for a transgender person to withhold the fact that they're transgender? Or should they tell it right away? Or is it a situation of, hey, you should like me as the person that you know me to be before you knew I was transgender? That's where I thought they were going. But in season 3, as soon as Darla started going off on Barry, like in episode 5, that's when the show kind of tanked. And it wasn't just the Darla storyline. Regina's mom, that entire storyline. I love the actress, by the way. Hilda, she's had some great moments, but overall, it's downright ridiculous to spring all this change on Bill and expect him to be okay with it. Darla's aggressive. I think rude and obnoxious is the word. I want to be honest. The way Darla's been acting is the way that I feel is a disservice to that community. Basically, you're trying to force your, lifestyle on others in terms of, you better understand it, you better get used to it, or else you're like a bitch or whatever. And I don't like that. And Darla wasn't like that, excuse me, in season 2. I don't know what it was about episode 5 of Bruh, but that just shifted her character. And don't get me started on Greg either. Let's not even go there. Wait a minute. I'm hardly hearing about Mike on Bruh, watching reviews. Yeah, Bruh, Mike has only been in like 2 or 3 episodes. I don't know if it's because he filmed less in season 3 because he was working on that First Kill project, but I don't know. Plus, First Kill, really, I didn't watch it because I don't do that vampire stuff. It's gory, but I heard it was pretty big. It was really good. I can't wait until Andy catching the Gary's mess. Yeah, also, didn't Macy Gray just come out on one of those, was it Piers Morgan's talk show? She came out and spoke about how and I'm quoting Macy. Basically, just because someone, and she said, as a woman, I don't think because someone who changes their parts can be considered a woman. And then that's caused a lot of, back and forth on social media. So I figured like, ooh, this would be, interesting, if that's implemented somehow into the, the storyline. Obviously, Tyler wrote this in advance, but yeah. What's it with you and Gene in the Oval? I will have to do a video on that because I think that I need to rewatch certain Gene moments, and I think it's because I feel like I lost a friend. Just to kind of give you a quick synopsis, I think when did Ashley and I did a live stream? I actually was invited to join her live at one point on Instagram. And I think it was a Tuesday. Remember when she used to do, when she was on the show, she would do weekly live streams with like different cast members of the show and fans. And me and her spoke. And then the next day she got raped and killed. And I was like, what the fuck? So, or was it the same night? I forgot. But I know that I was in tears. So I don't know. That really sucked. That really sucked. We need Gene to be honest. But I'm going to be honest here. If I can get into a time machine, because if you remember, the season 1 finale was a 2-hour event. Like we got the last 2 episodes in one night, and I quit watching at the end of the first episode when Jean got raped, and the beginning of the next episode was when she got strangled. So I remember going on live saying I quit. If I can go back in time, I would tell myself, quit, like don't go back, because despite season 2 being better than season 1, season 3 was such a turn off. I'm like, I might as well have just stopped watching the show after season 1. Do you hate Jason's character for killing Gene on the Oval? Yes. Daniel and I have chatted maybe like twice. He's a cool guy, but in terms of Jason, I hate him. That's a good idea. That Aaron and Karen scenes are boring. It will be interesting for a third potential baby daddy for Karen. Yeah, I hate how her character got done. I agree, and I think another thing that hi everybody, good have tonight. Yeah, it was a good episode. Oh yeah, I think another thing about Gene that made me mad is the fact that, remember, Gene was gone for like a good 8 episodes, and then she came back only to get killed off. Because remember, there was a whole hashtag, where's Gene? Seriously. And then all of a sudden she comes back and then she gets off. But that was a big thing about season 1. There were way too many characters. So remember, there were stretches where Lily was gone for a long time. And then season 2, they did a better job with the characters. But one of my biggest gripes about the Oval, they kill off characters who I feel had more to offer than the characters they keep alive. Kind of like with Bruh. I think Natalie not being in season 3 was a mistake. I think Valerie not being in season 2 was a mistake. But then you bring characters in like Darla and Greg, and I feel like this season they've been written bad. They started off the season okay, but then all of a sudden Darla just got super aggressive and mean, and Greg just turned into a crybaby. I like John on Bruh, but I miss seeing Mike. I miss Mike, but his absence isn't bad. I'd rather not see Mike than see him and him be not in character, if that makes any sense. Basically, just to have him on screen, But I will admit, Bruh does have times where scenes are just way too long for no reason. Wait, I think somebody said the crazy bar. Lydia. You're talking about Lydia. I feel like the Lydia storyline is badly written because of Miss Alice. I get that Miss Alice hates her son, but I think it's ridiculous how she constantly tries to push Lydia with John, and then when shit hits the fan, she acts surprised. I think Lydia and Darla were done dirty. I feel like in season 2 they were pretty good. Season 3, I don't know what the hell's going on. And I think that bruh is falling into the same rut, which is really ironic because, as far as I can tell, Ruthless season 3 is the only Tyler Perry show on BET that's improved. Like season 1, remember what I said, the first half of season 1, the back half of season 2, put those together, you got a great season. But in season 3 of Ruthless, things went up like good. The Oval season 3, trash, just fell off a cliff. Sister season 3, trash, fell off a cliff. Bruh season 3, it's teetering. Sometimes I think Bruh would have worked better as a sitcom. I think of it more as a sitcom than Sistas, even though it does have dramatics at times. Do you think The Oval is coming sooner than October? It probably is, because Sisters got bumped up from the beginning of July. Because remember, this was originally supposed to be the first Sisters episode of season 4B. Oh, I don't watch the Shy. Lord, I missed tonight's episode. Lisa, you missed a good one. I ain't gonna lie, you missed a good one. All right, well, guys, I'll put it down. A Gene video, and I forgot who said it, but I think it's the person who has the puppy dog as their thumbnail, Dr. Lynn Richardson on Facebook. I will look her up to see if that could help me with getting a house. I don't know how, but I will look it up. It would be better to bring it now so we don't lose more interest. Yeah, the Oval. I'm not gonna lie, if it's kind of like Sister season 4B, people beg for it to come back, but then it's crap. So I don't know. I don't like Bill. I do feel bad for him. This is the first season where I've actually felt bad for Bill. I didn't season 1. I didn't like him in season 2, but I actually do feel for his character in season 3, because I think for the first time I can see why he's doing what he's doing. Is he wrong for cheating after being married for less than 48 hours? Absolutely. But you can actually see what pushed him to do it. I'm not saying it's Regina's fault. I'm not saying that it's his mother-in-law's fault, but I can see why Bill got pushed to doing what he usually does. I haven't even watched P-Valley season 1. I know that the show was trending because Little Duval said something about a gay sex scene or something, but that's it. I agree. The Shine P-Valley is kind of doing it for me. Yeah, I heard those shows are great, but that's, not my style. So I miss Brandon and Red. Oh, you must be talking about another show. Yeah. Okay, guys. Well, that's all I have for this particular video. And this was a great live stream. We were up here for almost 90 minutes. Thank God, the rain and storm passed by so I could watch the episode. And the drill. Be on the lookout for my review and maybe a few discussion videos tomorrow and Friday. Ruthless might not be back until November. You know how it doesn't come back until that week of Thanksgiving. I hope we meet Hunter's family on season 4. I hope a lot of things for season 4, but I'm not getting my hopes up. All right, guys. So make sure you take a moment, hit the thumbs up button. Comment all your thoughts on the video. Thanks to those who donated via super chat. You can hit me up on Cash App if you want to, or the super thanks or PayPal, whatever. That's all I got for you. So take care. Follow me on social media because we had a great time on Twitter. All right. Good night.